NBA draft lottery is next month. Just what are the Spurs' odds of getting a better or worse pick?
Go, Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stay.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Came across this article from Pounding the Rock, and I thought, you know what? If you haven't caught this, I need to share this with y'all because there's some interesting data here that can make you go, that's good. Ooh, I don't like that. And so I just want to share it with you today. If you haven't seen this already, while I'm going over this, of course, drop a comment down below. Do you like our odds? Do you not like our odds? Do you think the winning at the end of the season was kind of a mistake? Let me know. Hit the thumbs up, like, support the channel, and subscribe to become part of our awesome San Antonio Spurs community. Let's get into the article from Pounding the Rock. The San Antonio Spurs, with their future superstar Victor Wembanyama in tow, the team is tasked with building a contender around him. Certainly the NBA draft is a great way for them to do that, I agree, but there's much less pressure on landing the first pick than there was last year, especially in a relatively flat 2024 NBA draft class that doesn't feature a clear #1 prospect. They aren't kidding. That top pick has been changing a lot. I've been following the draft order or mock drafts, whatever you want to call it, over the past couple months, and Alexander Sarr was a top pick on point. Zachary Rasache was the #1 pick. I've seen Stephen Castle now projected to go #1. Who the heck knows? It seems like it's changing. It changes like the weather. So who knows who's going to go #1? It might be best player available or best need available. I don't know. But there's certainly no clear consensus #1 like there was last year when our Spurs took Wemby. Moving right along in the article. Oops, that went the wrong way. They own their first rounder, that's the San Antonio Spurs, and potentially the Toronto Raptors' first round pick thanks to the Jakob Poeltl trade last season. The lottery will decide whether the Spurs get 1 or 2 picks. San Antonio finished the season with the 5th worst record in the NBA. Their pick has a chance to convey anywhere from 1st to 9th overall. That's right, Spurs fans. The worst pick we could get is number 9. And here's how the percent chances shake out at each position. So we have a 10.5% chance, essentially, to get the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th overall pick. Only a 2.2% chance to get the 5th overall pick. Kind of odd that the spot that we finished in, 5th, is one of the worst percentage chances for us to actually get. And then when you look after number 5, I don't like these two numbers here, Spurs fans. Number 6 and 7. About a 20% chance to get the 6th overall pick and a 27% chance to get the 7th overall pick. While I know this is not a great draft per se, I certainly don't want to go backwards in it. I'd rather be moving forwards than going backwards. And then it rounds out the 8th pick, 9% chance, and then a 0.6% chance of getting number 9. Okay, those are the odds for that. But we also talked about the Toronto Raptors pick. Whether that Raptor pick conveys, it is a top 6 protected pick, meaning if Toronto's selection is 7th or later, it will go to San Antonio. According to this, the Spurs have a 54.1% chance of acquiring the pick, and these are the odds that where Toronto will draft this year. And if you want the Spurs to get that pick, there's a 30% chance the Raptors pick 7th overall. And that would be the best case scenario for our Spurs. Because then the Spurs would, take that pick and then have the 7th overall pick plus their own pick. There's also a 21% chance the Raptors will pick 8th. So there's actually a good chance the Spurs will get this Toronto Raptors pick plus their own pick. Okay, that's pretty cool. However, there is a caveat to this. There is a downside to it. For the Spurs to get the Raptors pick, they need at least one team in the 7 to 14 range to leap into the top 4, pushing the Raptors back to 7. That means that could also push us back. What if the 10th overall pick, the 10th worst team, I don't even know who that is at this moment, gets the 1st overall pick in the draft, and that moves everybody back 1 slot? Is that good or bad? If we, let's say we pick 6th instead of maybe 5th, or 5th instead of 4th because of that team moving up. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on whether I personally want us to get this pick now or not. Because it's not a deep draft, there's the thought process of, well, hey, let's hope the Spurs wait until next year to wait until that Toronto pick conveys, because it's going to be a deeper draft. And of course, a lot of Spurs fans have, the Cooper flag glasses on, like, hey, maybe we can get Cooper next year. I don't think the Spurs are going to be anywhere near as bad next season as they are or were this year. 22-62, an 18-game losing streak. However, they finished the season fairly strong, 7-4, and beating some pretty darn good teams, including the defending NBA champions who had everything to lose that night, and the Spurs had everything to gain by winning, and we had absolutely nothing to lose except for draft position. I kind of feel like I'd rather get the pick this year. I do. I think I'd rather get the 7th overall pick and then wherever we pick before that and just, build now. Get people in and find out who works with Wemby. That winning at the end of the season, while it cost us draft position, show me with Wemby on the court, anything is possible. We had Wemby in a group of, to some fans, who dis out there, beating the Nuggets. So build now and get that draft pick now because there's no guarantee the Raptors are going to suck next year. They probably will, but there's no guarantee they will. And there's obviously a very slim chance if Cooper Flagg is the number one contender, probably going to be the top pick next year. Are we going to get the number one overall pick again if we're getting that Raptors pick at 7 or 8 or 9 or whatever it is? That's a lot of odds. That's a lot of asking the Spurs to lose a lot next season, which I just don't think they are with Victor out there. He's going to be even better than he was this year. I just can't see the Spurs losing. I can't see us not being anything but a play-in team next year. And if they end up trading picks away and get somebody like a Trae Young or some kind of starter to be alongside Wemby, no way we're going to be a lottery team again. So let's close out the article. I'm just kind of rambling here, but I'm just kind of thinking long term. Like I don't want to bank on picks next year when I think we're going to be a significantly better team. San Antonio will also have 2 second-round picks at 35th overall and 46th overall. What? I didn't realize we had 2. Would it be weird if they took the Lakers pick and drafted Bronny, and then Bron came here? Oh, let me get started. If everything shakes out for the Spurs, they'll have 4 draft picks in 2024 without many roster spots available. That could mean a trade is an option for them. Okay, so that was a lot to go over. There's our pick. There's possibly the Raptors pick. I'm going to hope the Raptors pick conveys this year. We get two picks. That means hopefully at least one of them will work and be a starter on the team, maybe both. The ultimate situation for me would be that we get maybe the 1st overall pick and the 7th overall pick, and we get maybe Versace and I don't know which point guard to get at this moment because it seems like the best point guard in the draft seems to be flip-flopping around. I know some people want Topic, but his injury concerns me. Some people say Dillingham. I don't know, but I think I'd rather get the 2 picks now. Get them out there with Wemby. He's ready to win now. Don't rush to rebuild and trade everything away for who knows who may work. I've seen some mock trades where they have us trading for, I forget the website, they had us trading for Trae Young and Lauri Markkanen, giving up all our draft capital from Atlanta, giving up our own draft picks, so we had no first-round picks in 25 and 27. And like, that's what I don't want to see the Spurs do, is start trading away for established players everywhere and then throwing them in there with Wemby and hoping it works. Because it might not. And that's the risky thing with making a big trade. Yeah, sure, you could draft guys that don't work either. That's always a possibility. But when you take an established superstar or star somewhere else and put them on your team with your guy, it may not work out. And if you give up all your future draft capital to do that and then they don't work out, where do you go from there? Now, the Spurs have a lot of decisions to make. I'm going to trust the process and hope we make the right ones in this upcoming draft and in free agency and trades this offseason. I thank you all for tuning in. As always, go Spurs go.
Ready to Wemby.